The world of serial killers is a chilling reminder of the duality of human nature. It forces us to confront the darkness that resides within us all, the potential for evil that lurks beneath the surface of even the most seemingly ordinary individuals. While the study of these criminals can be unsettling, it's a necessary endeavor. By understanding the psychological factors that contribute to their development, we can work towards prevention, intervention, and a future where such horrors are less likely to occur. The human mind is a vast and complex landscape. It's a place of soaring beauty and terrifying darkness. But what about the darkest corners of the human psyche? When the mind turns monstrous, empathy is replaced by chilling indifference. This is the chilling world of serial killers. These individuals commit acts of unimaginable cruelty. They walk among us, hidden behind a mask of sanity. Is it a morbid fascination or a need to understand human behavior? By delving into their minds, we hope to prevent future tragedies, but the journey demands confronting the darkest aspects of human nature. What sets a serial killer apart from other criminals? Is it simply the body count? The answer is more nuanced. The FBI defines serial murder as the unlawful killing of two or more victims by the same offender in separate events. There's a psychological component that distinguishes these individuals. It's about the psychological gratification derived from it. They experience a sense of power and control over their victims. This compulsion is a hallmark of the serial killer's psyche. They often lead seemingly normal lives between their crimes. It's a stark reminder that evil doesn't always announce itself with grand gestures. Unraveling the psychology of a serial killer is like navigating a labyrinth with no exit. There's no single answer, no magic formula that explains why some individuals cross that line. However, researchers have identified common threads that run through the tapestry of their minds. Many serial killers have experienced traumatic childhoods marked by abuse, neglect, or violence. These early experiences can leave deep psychological scars, warping their perception of the world and their place in it. The world becomes a hostile place, and human connection is tainted with fear and distrust. This distorted worldview can manifest in a lack of empathy, a chilling inability to understand or share the feelings of others. For these individuals, other human beings become objects, instruments to satisfy their dark desires. Life and death hold no weight, no moral consequence. It's important to note that not everyone who endures a traumatic childhood becomes a serial killer. Many factors contribute to the development of these individuals, and childhood trauma is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Narcissism and psychopathy are two personality disorders often associated with serial killers. While distinct, they can intertwine to create a particularly lethal cocktail of traits. Narcissists have an inflated sense of self-importance. They crave admiration and lack empathy for others, viewing them as mere extensions of themselves. Psychopaths, on the other hand, are characterized by a lack of remorse or guilt, superficial charm, and a disregard for social norms. They're master manipulators, able to blend in and mimic emotions they don't genuinely feel. In the context of a serial killer, narcissism can fuel the need for control and power over others, while psychopathy provides the emotional detachment necessary to commit heinous acts without remorse. It's a dangerous combination, one that allows them to dehumanize their victims and justify their actions. However, it's crucial to remember that not all narcissists or psychopaths are serial killers. These disorders exist on a spectrum, and most individuals with these traits never engage in violent behavior. Section 5. Ted Bundy, the all-American nightmare. Ted Bundy, with his boyish charm and disarming smile, shattered the stereotypical image of a serial killer. He was educated, articulate, and seemingly normal, making his crimes all the more shocking. Bundy's case highlights the chilling reality that evil can lurk beneath the most unassuming facades. Bundy's modus operandi was to lure his victims, often young women who resembled his first love, by feigning injury, or impersonating authority figures. He preyed on their trust, exploiting their kindness to satisfy his sadistic urges. His narcissism was evident in his belief that he was smarter than everyone else, including law enforcement. He relished the attention his crimes brought him, representing himself in court and even receiving marriage proposals while on trial. Bundy's case serves as a stark reminder that appearances can be deceiving. He shattered the myth of the monstrous outsider, proving that evil can wear a familiar face, making its presence all the more insidious. Section 6. Jeffrey Dahmer, trapped in a cycle of depravity. Jeffrey Dahmer's crimes shocked the world with their brutality and depravity. Driven by a need to possess and control, Dahmer lured young men to his apartment, drugging and murdering them before engaging in acts of cannibalism and necrophilia. Dahmer's descent into darkness was marked by a fascination with death from a young age. He collected animal carcasses, fascinated by their anatomy. This morbid curiosity, coupled with feelings of isolation and inadequacy, paved the way for his horrific crimes. Dahmer's case highlights the complex interplay of psychological factors that can contribute to the development of a serial killer. It underscores the importance of early intervention and addressing mental health issues before they escalate into something far more sinister. Section 7. The unseen scars, victims and their families. While the crimes of serial killers dominate headlines, it's crucial to remember that behind every case file, every news story, there are real people whose lives have been irrevocably shattered. The victims, their families and their communities bear the brunt of the trauma, their pain echoing long after the media spotlight fades. The families of victims are left grappling with unimaginable grief, haunted by the knowledge of their loved ones' suffering. The search for answers, the yearning for justice, can consume their lives, leaving them emotionally drained and broken. The psychological impact on surviving victims is profound. They may suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, and a pervasive sense of fear and vulnerability. The world, once a place of safety and security, becomes a source of constant threat. It's essential to remember that the victims are not just statistics, not just names on a page. They are individuals with hopes, dreams, and loved ones who will forever mourn their loss. Section 8. Echoes of Trauma, the Ripple Effect of Horror. The impact of serial killers extends far beyond the immediate victims and their families. It ripples outward, affecting communities, law enforcement, and even society as a whole. Entire communities can be gripped by fear, their sense of safety shattered by the knowledge that a predator walks among them. Law enforcement officers who investigate these crimes often carry the weight of their experiences long after the case is closed. The constant exposure to the darkest aspects of humanity can take a toll, leading to compassion, fatigue, burnout, and mental health issues. Society as a whole grapples with the unsettling reality that monsters can exist in the most mundane of places. The fear of the unknown, the realization that evil can wear a familiar face, can erode trust and create a climate of suspicion and paranoia. Section 9. The urgency of understanding towards prevention and intervention. The study of serial killers, while disturbing and complex, is not merely an academic exercise. It's a critical step in understanding the darkest impulses of human nature and developing strategies to prevent future tragedies. By delving into the minds of these individuals, identifying common risk factors, and understanding the pathways that lead to violence, we can work towards early intervention and prevention programs. These programs, tailored to address childhood trauma, mental health issues and social isolation, can provide at-risk individuals with the support they need to break free from the cycle of violence. Furthermore, research in this field can aid law enforcement in profiling potential offenders, understanding their motivations, and developing effective strategies for apprehension and prosecution. This knowledge can be invaluable in bringing these criminals to justice and preventing further loss of life. Section 10. Conclusion. The never-ending struggle. The world of serial killers is a chilling reminder of the duality of human nature. It forces us to confront the darkness that resides within us all, the potential for evil that lurks beneath the surface of even the most seemingly ordinary individuals. While the study of these criminals can be unsettling, it's a necessary endeavor. By understanding the psychological factors that contribute to their development, we can work towards prevention, intervention, and a future where such horrors are less likely to occur. The fight against evil in all its forms is a continuous battle. It demands vigilance, compassion, and a commitment to understanding the complexities of the human psyche. Only then can we hope to create a world where such darkness no longer holds sway.